Hello and welcome. My name is Jevan, and welcome to a special podcast this evening. We're gonna do an Oscar podcast since 3 out of the 4 of us are film students, and Brad is just probably playing video games, so he probably doesn't
Like
even
I
matter
always do.
anyways. I am joined by Leah, Steph, and Brad. I guess nobody's gonna introduce themselves. That's okay. Fine. Make me
Yeah,
look like an
you
asshole.
introduce us.
Okay.
Give me a second.
I mean, your name is either above or below your actual video, so it doesn't really matter. Everybody actually knows who you are. I just thought it would be polite to introduce you and let you introduce yourselves, but no, no, it's not gonna
I
happen
have a
tonight.
cat in my lap.
You're
I don't
polite
care about
host.
nothing
I
right now.
appreciate it.
Well, thank you, thank you very much. So the Oscars. I'm gonna start off by saying I was actually working while the Oscars were going on, but I was getting live tweeted everything the entire night. So I know exactly what happened, but who didn't watch the Oscars?
Be not rad.
Yep.
I did not watch the Oscars.
So guess how much he's gonna have to say tonight.
I have a cat though, so that makes up for it.
And then these two over here. Nope, wrong way. These two. You know, this one down there and this one right here. Yeah, no, right there we go. Yeah, yeah. I can't do the finger thing. Those two watch the Oscars. So, yeah. First up, what did you guys think of the Oscars? Like, how was it? How was the show this year?
I enjoyed the show. Nothing too crazy happened.
I mean, it definitely wasn't.
It wasn't, huh?
No, you go for it.
Well, I'm saying it wasn't like, I don't know if I like, NPH versus Ellen, but I know I did really have a good time watching Ellen hosting.
What?
Probably more so than Neil Patrick Harris.
Was it better than Anne Hathaway and James Franco?
Anything's better than that train wreck.
That was so bad. It was the worst Oscars in recent history.
As Tina Fey and Amy Poehler said at the Golden Globes, they said, "I've never seen someone more alone than Anne Hathaway and James Franco hosting the Oscars when she did her performance in Les Mis."
Yeah.
So yes,
I mean,
terrible. Anything beats that. I watch clips of that and I just have secondhand embarrassment. It's just.
I mean, Neil
really
Patrick Harris wasn't that bad comparatively to the past few years. Ellen was an exception, but if you look at the other past, hosts, he wasn't that bad. And he got in his underwear.
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't that bad. That I'm saying it's a kind of a close call because I don't know. Ellen DeGeneres had pizza and random, like people taking slices out of the crowd.
That's Ellen.
And
she was Ellen.
I heard someone like
Ellen.
on the
Ellen is Ellen.
talking about.
I know, but I'm just saying I had a lot of fun with that. But anyways,
Neil had Oscar Lego statues.
Yep. And he commemorated a movie that should have won last year. That movie should have won Best Animated Film, and it didn't even get nominated.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're just like fixing their fuck ups of last year.
Maybe, yeah.
That performance, like I watched the performance and it was awesome.
Sarah.
Everything was awesome.
Yeah.
And Lonely Island, Tegan and Sarah.
Are you intending that?
Yes, I was.
Everything is awesome.
Yes.
Never mind now.
So no, but for the most part, I think it was pretty fair, nothing too crazy. I mean, it was just like you were able to really pay attention
what
to.
Do you mean nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy, like
PH got into his underwear.
Not well, yeah, but I mean,
I liked that
slapstick.
I guess he's
I
not.
thought it was funny. It's ballsy. You're at the Oscars in your fucking undies and.
Well, he's making fun of Birdman.
Yeah, that was a Birdman, like straight. That was exactly from Birdman, like the scene for scene.
I laughed so loud.
That did not even click with me. I'm really upset.
What? He even got his rope stuck in the.
Oh man, that was like perfect.
Yeah.
And then he yelled at what's his name, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
From Whiplash, because that's how gonna refer him as now.
I noticed that part.
That was hilarious.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, that kid is.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he's the new Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four.
J.K. Simmons will always be J. Jonah Jameson.
Not J.K. Simmons. The kid playing the drums.
Oh, Miles Tenor.
Miles Tenor. Yeah. He's
Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
that up.
I think so. Something like that. But
Miles
yeah,
Tenor.
he's the new Mr. Fantastic in Fantastic Four that's coming out.
Oh
So,
wow, okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the
Was
part.
good, Mr. Fantastic. Sorry, go on.
Well, I
Yes.
was moving on to when Idina Menzel came out with the John
Oh
Travolta
my, that
and
just
the
looked
Ben Affleck joke.
cringeworthy.
Yeah,
Their entire I thought it was gonna be bad. Like, oh, okay, everything's healed, and then just him touching her face constantly.
yeah.
I watched
That
video
was just
clips,
a bit
like
odd.
vines of this over and over and over, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
It was really weird.
I have to say though, I think the funniest thing, I mean that was awesome, but the funniest thing is when that lady, I don't know what she won for. I think it was like some costume
Yeah.
design.
There
And
we go.
and he goes,
No,
Oh,
they
the
won. They
balls?
won best
the
directing for
balls, and
season
he goes,
4.
he totally
Yes.
like that takes a lot of balls to wear a dress. like
Yes,
that.
that was
Yeah.
so funny. But people got pissed off about that
That
on
was
Twitter.
really-
People got really pissed
Always
off
get
about it.
mad.
All
Yeah,
of this aside, nothing compares to the girl from 50 Shades of Grey. What's her name?
Oh, and the mom
And the mom at the red carpet.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh
And
my
her mo-
god!
like
I
she was
saw that.
trying to convince her
Oh yeah,
mother.
she brought her mom. I heard about that.
She tried to convince her mother to go see the movie where her softcore porn of the year to go see her get fucked. Essentially, like who does that?
I did not watch 50 Shades of Grey, so
The interviewer was asking that question,
Yes.
and then she's trying to be like, well, maybe one day, because obviously the interviewer is pressing it,
Yeah.
and she obviously wants to get past this question, but
So
the mom's
awkward.
like, no, I don't need to, and then she's like, all right, mom, you don't have to keep saying it, but it was just like
So
so
awkward.
bad,
Oh, it was so bad.
so awkward.
I
I've
mean,
never seen
the-
such a awkward interview on the red carpet. Like, it was really bad. It was
I mean,
really
that girl has to thank her mom for her entire career, because her mom,
Yeah.
is a superstar. But, I thought that was one of the last things I saw. I thought the John Travolta thing was the worst, but then I saw the red carpet interview. It was so bad. And then Jared Leto on the red
Yeah.
carpet.
It's great though. I type in Google,
Yeah,
and that's the first thing
That's the
that
first
types
thing?
when Dakota Johnson. That is.
I'm so glad. Yes. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
watch Dakota Johnson have a fully awkward 50 Shades of Grey conversation with mom Melanie Griffith.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because you get Melanie Griffith, and she's the daughter of Don Johnson and Melanie
Yes.
Griffith. And so it's funny though because I don't know, that cracks me up.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
was-
god.
I don't want to see that.
So
I died
good.
a little inside just watching it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Angelina Jolie. It's like John Voight watching Gia,
Yeah.
Why
where
would,
she's
why
like,
would he do
where
it?
Angelina Jolie's like up against the fence and she's naked, and then like.
I mean, I don't
And
think John
she's-
Voight's ever seen that movie.
No, I actually think he has. I think
What?
he made a comment. And he was like, "I'm so proud of her," and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
I mean, it was a great performance.
I can't wait for the day that my dad tells me he's proud of me when I do something. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the day
I
for
watched
my
your
dad to say
softcore
he's
porno.
proud of me
I
for
liked
getting raped
it.
on film. Yes, that is like a great.
So bad.
Who?
I was being sarcastic, guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was relaying what you said.
No, that's one. Oh yeah. Well, one thing. Speaking of Angelina Jolie, I really was sad that that Unbroken. I mean, that is such an incredible undertaking, and I'm sad that it didn't get recognized. But it's funny though. There were so many patriotic movies that came out, and look at American Sniper.
Mhm.
I
It
honestly,
didn't get
after
any
seeing that movie,
awards.
and the fact that it made more money than any of the other movies combined, and that it didn't win anything. I mean, well, no, it won something. It won
Did
sound editing.
Oh, ooh. Yeah. I mean, it did have great sound.
So
but
I was impressed by how.
But-
I mean, I guess that in its own right is a success. Is an award. The amount of money that it made.
I mean,
But I mean,
question: Are we
it's most eyeballs.
are we more in tune with that movie because we're from Texas and he was from like right around the corner from where we live? Because I remember hearing that story and like shrugging it off when it happened because I was living in Texas.
Yeah. In the
And like I
news.
didn't think it was that big a deal, and then I saw the movie. I was like, holy crap! I had no idea, like absolutely no
Yeah,
idea.
it's a
And
good
then,
movie.
And then to come to find out, that guy is still like the court case is still going. Like it's still just now
Yeah.
going because
Like
the
his
guy's
wife
pleading
was at the
insanity.
Oscars last night.
Yeah,
And,
she looked beautiful.
Yeah,
she was with her sister.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I think the interview even said, like, sorry about your husband, or I know you can't speak on that. And I was just like, oh yeah, that's right. Like there's that whole thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think she handled that really well. She was like,
Yeah.
it's just great to have all the support and to
Yeah.
see that, I like she said something to the effect of like Chris isn't here, but it's good to see him, I don't know, remember, or she said something that I was like, good girl.
Good on
You
ya.
did a good job.
Good on ya.
For not being, I'm sure she's had plenty of cameras in her face ever since this happened, but she did a very good job in front. I don't know. She handled it really well.
Yeah.
Props.
Agree.
She looked good too.
Yeah. Speaking of looking good, Jared Leto was great for looking to go to the prom, right? Did anybody see what he was wearing? His like powder blue
Yeah.
tux from the 70s.
Yeah.
Like he looked exactly
Yeah.
like a perfect prom date.
Yeah,
And,
you know what's funny? I saw
sorry.
I saw this like a meme of who went, it was a Julianne Moore that won right after he presented.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. So she's accepting her award, and I guess like
He's
whoever
like in the background.
he's like in the background, yeah, he's like hovering there, and it was like rare photo of Jesus blessing Julianne Moore.
Oh my god.
It's just really funny because it was perfect. I
So
laughed
on,
really hard.
on Twitter when he was presenting the Twitter tweets from God said, "I can't believe my son is finally presenting an award."
I love
And
that.
speaking of Julianne
I love
Moore,
the internet.
she's never won an Oscar.
I know. I'm
That was
so
her
happy
first
for her.
one. I was astonished.
She's been nominated like 5 times.
Yeah, I was
never won one
astonished that
till
she's
now.
never won. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Another
So
thing,
that was a good.
I don't want to come off as sexist, but Lady Gaga looked like she was ready to clean some dishes with her gloves. Anybody else see her like bright red
She
rubber
cleaned
gloves?
some dishes with her
Oh,
voice.
Okay,
Holy crap!
are you still surprised that she has a good voice?
No, but she just was so. I mean, that was.
I mean,
That
she
was
like
such a
captured
moment.
Tony Bennett recognized her.
Julie
Okay.
I know. I'm like
Andrews.
I-
Okay.
I,
World recognize her, but
I've known that she has like
she just. I mean, it was magic.
the performance was great, hands down, but I think people are still surprised that she's an actual singer.
What just happened?
What happened? I mean, people still.
Well, no. It's not that. I think what it is, it's just the quality of the performance. It was top notch. I mean, that's like,
Such
I
a
mean,
piece of pop
of
culture.
cinema history. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and it's such a big. It has such a like I remember when they did the Sound of Music live with Carrie Underwood, and people said that she did terrible, but she can sing, which was the only thing that she had going for her. But I think like that performance of, I mean, it was like a whole other level than Carrie Underwood ever grasped.
The
I mean,
theatrics were there. And
yeah, and
still,
I
yeah,
mean,
it had good taste, and
you know what it was? It brings Lady Gaga into from the crowd that I was with. They're a different generation. They're an older generation, and I heard to the effect of, and I'm sure this was the same for a lot of older generations. You know, that was not poker face. That was a mature, beautiful performance. And I think what it did is allowed other generations to appreciate her as an artist and take her in a more serious matter rather than her theatrics.
Well,
I mean, she is a fucking talented artist. I mean, she is amazing.
I think hopefully this performance finally, I mean, she's done like 6 of them already, but hopefully this performance will finally show people that her dressing up in costumes and all of her music is just to sell records. I mean, that's really what it is, hands down. She has a great voice and can sing, but it's not going to sell. Let's be honest.
But
She
it's
has
it's
set
part
a
of her.
tone.
It's part of her.
Mm,
It's part of what makes her Lady Gaga. I mean, like it's a
what
part.
makes Madonna Madonna?
Yeah, I mean, like it's just a part. It's just a part of the character, I guess, or
Exactly. It's a
the
character.
the
No,
it's
she's
part of the art.
comments before
Like,
though that it's not. She doesn't do it. She does it because she wants to. Like it's
yeah,
because it's her. I mean, like
Okay.
she wants to wear a dress made out of meat. She did it. I don't think it was to shock. I mean, most of the pieces were designed by real fashion designers that are popular, and I mean, like it's all of it was designer. I mean, that's the crazy shit about it is like she's not
Designer
most
meat
of it.
dress.
I mean,
Yeah, no, someone designed that. I mean,
on
that was
on
a
Twitter,
fashion.
Twitter blew up after her performance, saying, "I didn't know that she could actually sing like that. I didn't, oh my God, that was such an amazing performance. I've never seen,
People can't
like
look past the surface.
I
exactly.
just
I mean,
watched a video with her and Tony Bennett, and it really seems like she's taken a cue from Tony Bennett as far as where she wants to go, I think, and how she sings.
yeah,
Tony Bennett, a long time ago, he was telling a story that he received advice from a cab driver in New York City, and the cab driver said something along the lines of, all you entertainers are all the same. I don't like them. And he asked him why. What's wrong with us entertainers? He said microphones. Back in the old days, people used to sing without them. Now you use them as a crutch. You got to sing to the audience without a microphone. And so that's what Tony does at the end of all of his shows. He actually sings to the entire audience without a microphone. I think that's kind of rubbed off on Gaga.
you sounded like a
Interesting.
robot a little bit, but I
I
agree.
think that I think
Did I?
it's one of those things where like and she started as a jazz singer, and so she's digging at her roots and at where the passion really lies, and pairing with Tony Bennett is honestly like they're different generations of the same person, and it's beautiful, and I just to see her in a more not adult, but like I see a whole new appreciation forming for her and within other generations and within other genre or people who like other genres. I just think she's definitely stamping her foot in the history book
So,
is what she did.
question before we move
digging her
on. Do you think her record label will allow her to release an album of just that? Of with
If she
her
wants to.
just singing.
Gaga does what Gaga wants.
I was just about to say she probably has enough money to like produce her own.
Exactly. Like she doesn't even. She can pull a Beyonce and just release an album. One
She
night
could
and it'll
pull a
still
Kickstarter and
blow up.
probably
She could-
receive $50 million for something
She
silly.
could pull a garage band and do it all
Pull a
herself.
garage band.
Pull a
Yeah.
I know. I don't think K-Flay made her first album on Garage Band, but
that's
made it in the basement.
that's
I know
another
that.
story for the Sunday podcast.
Logic.
But yeah, there's
K-Flay?
several artists have been just releasing albums randomly. Like Drake just dropped an album like a couple days ago, randomly, and that's what Beyonce did. So, I mean, if that's the way the industry's going,
Marketing.
if that's the way the industry's going, I love it because record labels are getting way out of hand, like absolutely, completely out of hand with control and everything like that. Yes, there's a lot of pirating going on in the music industry, and it probably needs to stop. But when you're absolutely controlling an artist like that, I don't want to get into it. Let's get back to the Oscars. So, was anybody surprised about Eddie Redmayne winning the Oscar? Because Stephanie, you called
Yes.
it. You called it when we talked about it last time. You said you supported his case, and I thought Michael Keaton was gonna win for it because he won the Golden Globe and his performance was amazing. But
I was surprised because he's a fresh face still to those who are nominated. Like he the last time we saw him was in Les Mis, or last time we really got to see him perform. And but yeah, like for the most part, considering who he was up against, I mean they're like hardball players. I mean like that was a
Steve
tough one. I honestly
Carell.
didn't. Yeah, like
He's an independent actor. Like most of the movies that he's been in have been, besides Les Mis, was not obviously not an independent movie, but Hick, you have My Week with Marilyn, you have
yeah.
the one with Julianne Moore years ago, but he's a pretty established actor, but not in the limelight, and it's amazing. Just the physicality,
Going
the
robot on me.
physicality, the emotional sense, portray the commitment that it took to portray a real human being. That's why I really thought that it was between Cooper and Redmayne. And I'm glad. I mean, either way, I think they both. I mean, Eddie, well deserved. I mean,
I thought it
I
was
couldn't
between
see
Cooper and
anybody else
Redmayne.
playing.
he looked like.
What about?
Huh?
That's what I thought.
Did you see Fox? Whatever, I can never remember.
Foxcatcher?
The name. Foxcatcher. Because Steve,
Foxcatcher.
I can say
Steve,
Fox Face.
because
I
Steve
don't know why.
Steve Carell played a real life guy.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know,
Yeah.
like I said, it's the
But I mean,
it's the year of
it
biopics.
takes some time getting used to Steve Carell. I mean,
Yeah, because everybody
I
thinks
don't
he's a
know.
comedic actor. Because that's the majority of the films he's done. But
well, I mean, that's
Steve
every-
Carell can
Scared.
act.
no, he can. He
I
can.
mean,
That's
I
not to say
think
that
we
he
saw
can't,
that
but-
the comedic actors can do other stuff from seeing like Zach Galifianakis in Birdman. Like that was the first time I actually was like, holy crap, this dude
I
is
think
a
comedy
good
is the
actor.
hardest thing to do.
I do
As
as
an
well.
actor to be able to harness that and do it well, that's something that's I think it's harder for dramatic actors to move into comedy.
Mhm.
And I think that's why every time you go to an Adam Sandler movie, you're crying because he can do it so well. Because
Yeah.
this is just, anyways.
Well, I mean, he started off comedy, but I don't know why he's so good at drama.
Click.
Click.
Yeah, Click was really good. That's
Was it,
probably the
though?
most. Oh wait,
Was Click
over
good
me.
though? Let's. Anyways.
Click was good.
No, I mean,
That's-
like it made me bawl. Like I just,
Oh,
I
okay.
Did
just
anyone see Rain Over Me though?
Reign
Okay,
Over
well,
Me?
this
No.
is, yeah, the one where he's
Oh
the,
no, yeah.
no, it's the home.
He's the
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He's the
yeah.
guy that
His
it's
most
with.
dramatic role.
Yeah,
What's that guy's name? Don Cheadle.
Don
Tom
Cheadle.
Cheadle.
Yeah, Don Cheadle.
Tom Cheeto? What did you say?
Yeah.
Tom Cheadle.
Well,
Yeah.
Tom Cheeto. Is that the name? Chester Cheeto? Is that
Okay,
like is
so-
Tom Cheeto his cousin?
Shut up.
but the thing with Adam Sandler, for every one good movie, he has 10 other bad ones.
Because he knows it's all about the money.
That
Yes.
movie with where he was a lady.
Yeah, where he was brother and sister, and he played like all the movies, and he
yeah.
swept.
That
That movie swept the Razzies.
you know.
It won every
I saw-
single award that year for the Razzies.
I'm sorry, the Razins?
The Razzies.
Raz-
It's like the award for bad. It's the award for
It was
bad
so
movies.
bad.
Oh,
He won
that.
best
yeah.
actor and
Someone
worst
made
actor
a
and
chart
worst actress.
of like his best movies and his worst movies in like 4 quadrants,
Mm-hmm.
and like the shittiest one was that one where he played like brother and sister. It's like all the way in the bottom
So
corner as
bad.
far as they could stuff it. I don't know. I just remember seeing that. It was really funny.
Jasmine,
Okay.
what about?
So circling back, did anybody see Grand Budapest Hotel this year or last year?
No,
Yes.
but I really, really have to, and I
Got
want to
away
so
from me.
badly.
So as an art director
really-
or production designer, I saw the movie, and I was so happy that it won all the costume design, art direction awards. Because my God, that movie, it looks
Good?
amazing. No, I mean it's a good movie, yes, but just the dedication and the look of the movie, it was
Yeah.
perfect, like perfectly
Yeah.
done. And the
And
cool thing
let's-
is that you can stay in that exact hotel. And I
Yeah.
was glad that Wes Anderson didn't win, because his speeches in the past years have been awkward, and he just got to sit in his chair and be like, "Yay, my movie wins!"
Did anyone notice his weird clapping? He even claps like
Oh,
with
man.
symmetry. Like he's so symmetrical about everything. It's hilarious. There's like an ongoing joke about everything he does is like symmetrical and centered.
And just
Uh,
this, he
Mhm.
And just
it's not
yeah.
Axis, like X's.
Axes.
Yeah, when his camera moves are always like
Yeah. Like very, and they're I
it's
get
like
you.
he's OCD or something like
Yeah.
my camera movements have to be like
I feel like
they have
if
to
he,
be.
What,
if
Wes
he ever
Anderson?
made a movie where someone has to play him, I bet they would pick Benedict Cumberbatch.
To play Wes
Oh
Anderson?
my god.
Benedict Cumberbatch
Oh.
just has to grow out his hair.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Benedict Cumberbatch, did y'all see the photo of John Travolta staring ominously at Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes.
Oh
With the
my!
caption.
Oh
said
yes.
Something.
Hold on,
sit there
I gotta
and-
look this up. We'll keep talking.
I will.
Yeah,
I
okay.
will kill you. Or
I think
I'll
I did
eat
see that.
you.
Yeah.
I will eat you.
Oh, yeah,
Bender Cumber Crunch. Oh man,
People
John
always,
Travolta just
people
like the
always
laughing stock of
ruin
this
his
year.
name, and
Yes.
it's one of my favorite things
Well,
ever.
now
Like, when
with
people-
anybody who has a complicated name, you have to say it in John. Yeah, like it has to be John Travolta saying it, because he messed up last year
Yeah,
with the Dina Menzel.
Yeah.
So from now on, he's gonna be that meme.
Nadal does meme.
Yes.
It was
Oh
hilarious.
God.
Benedict Cumberbatch is the sound you get. No, John Travolta gets when trying to say.
It's barrel cum
Affleck.
satchel.
Yes. There you go.
What?
There you go. That's
What?
it. Yes. Look at that. Look at that stare. It's so bad. Oh man.
Yeah, it's really.
Okay. Another thing is, was everybody pleased with the memorial this year? Because if anybody says yes, I'm gonna slap you in the face.
Well, what's not to like about it or something?
There was no Joan
What
Rivers.
they
Yeah, the memorial. Joan
There was
Rivers was
who?
not in it.
Joan Rivers.
you cut it what?
Joan
Joan
Rivers
Rivers
was
was
not
not
in
in
the
it. Oh,
memorial.
That's a good point.
What?
I noticed
Yes.
that.
You're so right.
Joan Rivers
I
wasn't in there, and
didn't
she
know-
was like red carpet for 20 years. Like she was
Yeah,
the red
that's
carpet.
true.
How did they miss her?
Wow, that did not even notice that.
Shit.
Oh
I
my
didn't notice that
god!
either.
Like that is like absolutely huge.
I got teary-eyed when they brought up Robin Williams.
I mean, I think everybody did.
You might hate me for this, but
Lauren Bacall.
what memorial?
What?
At the Oscars every year they have a slideshow with everyone who passed within the year.
Oh, yeah. See, I think I've watched the Oscars like once or twice when I was young. I've just never been a big thing for me. So you
Right.
say memorial, I'm thinking someone died. Is it someone important? Oh God, I should know.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
geez.
it's
A
just
lot of people
everyone.
Died last year.
Awkward moans.
Yeah. Yeah. Lauren Bacall was my emotional
Oh,
thing.
yeah. That's another good one.
I cried during Robin Williams,
So wait,
like watching it.
Did
back.
Joan Rivers die?
Yeah, Joan Rivers died last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Is
Rewind.
this new news to you?
Is this real life right now?
I mean,
Are you?
you know
I-
Robin Williams died
Who,
too.
me?
You know Robin Williams died as well, and
Who?
like, Paul
Wait,
Walker
yeah,
died.
I know Robin Williams died.
Paul Walker died, and
Better. That was.
Still smile on that. Ugh.
who else has died in the past 10 years?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson
Yeah.
died. You know all this information, right? Yeah, but yeah, Joan Rivers died last year. And she was forgotten in the memorial. She was an actress. I don't understand why she wasn't in there. And they said they put her onto the online one. So she's online, but she wasn't in the show. Like somebody couldn't make a 2-second, splash art of her and just put her up there. I really thought that was in bad
Was she on the list, but she was just maybe skipped over accidentally?
That would be even worse. Like
Didn't the guy? The black guy from the thing from James Avery, from oh my gosh, West Philadelphia. What's that show?
What?
Fresh Prince.
French Prince, yeah. What about it?
From Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Oh, his dad.
James Avery, Uncle Phil.
Yes.
Yeah.
He passed away, but
Yeah.
I don't
That's
remember
real
seeing
sad.
him in the slideshow either. But
Every member of the cast of that show was just an icon.
But he still
Mhm.
was an actor. I thought that was mentioning them.
Everybody's
No, I
lagging out right
paid
now.
attention to that. That was definitely worth mentioning.
Hold on, pause. Everybody's lagging out.
What?
Okay, we're good. We're good now. Everybody's lagging out for a second. Okay. Um.
Oh,
Sad,
I heard everyone
sad news
just
aside.
fine.
Let's move on to some other awards.
Oh, wait.
What?
Fuck.
What?
Well, okay.
What? No.
What?
What?
I was gonna say Jennifer Hudson had an awesome performance to finish that entire thing.
Oh, I did.
We'll say Jennifer Lawrence's Jennifer Hudson's performance was very good way to end the memoriam. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
she always
I
gives
didn't see
me
She looked
The goosebumps.
the goosebumps, or as some people would call chicken.
that. But
and
Chicken
she
skin.
before
sounded and looked like a princess.
before we move
Yeah.
on, I have to mention Scarlett Johansson's hair. Did y'all see her like Kim Jong Un look?
No, it's
No, I liked it.
What?
Becca,
She looks
I liked
exact. That's
it.
like Kim Jong Un's hairstyle.
No. It's the like
But I-
shaved sides and the hair. Like Adam Levine's got it going
A
up.
bowl cut.
New thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Kim Jong Un
undercut.
started that cut. He's had it for like
No,
20
he-
years.
That cut's been around forever.
Oh, he's had it for like 20 years.
Fuck. She looked good in it. I don't care.
And another thing,
Nope.
John Travolta's awkward kiss to Scarlett Johansson, like touching her belly. Did y'all see that on the red carpet?
What's up with him touching it?
I
I
don't
don't
know. He is like the laughingstock this
He's-
year. It's so bad.
He's so handsy. I don't know
He's
what's
very
up with
handsy.
Do you think he's on some sort of like
Molly? Yes.
drugs?
I think he's all over that
Or-
Molly. I think he's on all kinds of drugs. I mean, to be John Travolta and to
Well,
make some awful movies in
looks
the
a
past,
little
you gotta be on
different.
drugs. He does.
Maybe
I-
he's on
I've been
painkillers.
so close to meeting this man. It pisses me off.
I
I
mean-
missed him 2 times.
I used to
He used to come
want
to
to meet John
theater
Travolta,
after
and then I remember all the bad films he's been in, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I still want to meet him, but he doesn't mean as much to me anymore.
It's
What if John Travolta watches this video, Jevan?
I would
This
love
man
if John
will not waste
Travolta,
his time.
because he will tweet.
He would not
he
even
will-
get this
no,
far into the
he
video.
probably. I mean, he does like.
You're gonna get so
YouTube?
much hate mail from John Travolta fans.
Sure, I will love it.
Just a-
Give me hate mail. Bad publicity is still publicity.
They're gonna swat you next time you live stream.
In order
Speaking
to
of
get,
which,
in order
Have
to
you guys
get,
heard about that swatting?
Yes, we'll talk about
What?
that on the Sunday podcast. That's other news. But in order to get hate mail, they have to watch this. Thus, that means views. Thus, that means money. So the more people watch this and give me hate mail, the more money I get. So thank you for hating me.
Speaking of money,
Yes.
the guy who won for best adapted screenplay for Imitation Game,
Mm-hmm.
I really liked his speech,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm realizing that I'm talking about the wrong person.
which one?
I
are you
don't. I,
talking
wait,
I'm
I
about?
didn't
talking
see the
about
show,
the-
so I'm just agreeing. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Are you talking about the guy that won for the adapted screenplay of The Imitation Game?
Yeah,
The Stay Weird guy?
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
okay.
I really liked his speech, but I'm realizing the whole reason why I said, speaking of money, it's
Oh.
actually the other guys who made a movie, or produced. They made that short film that ended up winning, and they made it for practically nothing. And they had their cast and their crew that worked for practically free.
Mm-hmm.
And they were up there and they won an Oscar, and it just kind of shows that they put all this work into it, and they didn't do it for the money, and they had more passion about it, and it kind of paid off in a way. So
that's all it
Was
obviously,
that
takes.
for the phone call?
I think it was that.
The
Yeah,
live action short film, The Phone Call.
yeah.
That's all it
Yeah.
takes. All it takes is a good idea and some people to do it.
Mhm.
To believe in
And-
it.
Yeah. And also the foreign short is a foreign short film.
Ida?
I think it was that one. He's accepting the award, and they're playing the music because he's taking too long,
And he said no.
and he just keeps going. He keeps going, and at the end, everyone's like, cheering him
Well,
on. He became a hero.
They tried to play off the two women who won the costume design, and then she started.
Yeah.
No, not costume design. Documentary. Yeah, documentary.
Yeah.
The woman who wore the poofy
Her
balls, and then she
The
started
spider-
talking about
yeah.
her son committing suicide, and they're like, "Oh shit, back that up. We'll let her
Yeah.
talk about it." Yeah, because she was like dedicating the
Yeah.
Or
award
is
to her
that
son.
for Citizen? Or
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a really long title.
Or is that for- no,
I don't know
no.
what it is.
was it? No, it was Crisis Hotline Veterans Press 1.
That one.
That's the one.
Was that it for? I don't know.
No, that was that's what it was for. And so she
It's
dedicated.
That's what it was for.
Yeah. We don't have the
Hello?
greatest connection tonight.
Not really quiet.
Yeah, because I don't know,
That
everybody's
Walmart
going
connection.
robotic every once in a while.
Interneting.
And then what else? What else is there? What else have we talked? Oh yeah, J.K. Simmons, his like the most humble man on the face of this earth. Did you?
I know.
The guy who won for Whiplash? Yeah. He best supporting actor. He
I
basically
think
went up there.
Pharrell is like the most humble human being.
Yeah, he's really sweet in all his interviews. He's like, I let my wife.
That's besides the point.
me. Anyways, yeah,
Speaking of
J.K. Simmons.
music, though, what did you think of Glory?
I loved it. I cried. Yo, David Oyelowo, I think that's how you say his last name. He was in tears. That one Chris, is it Chris Pine?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine was in tears. Oprah was in tears.
What was it? Common and
John Legend.
John Legend. Yeah, that's who sang it. Yeah.
Yes. And I just thought it was really good performance. I mean, like, there's no way. I mean, I don't know.
It was a completely tonal shift from Everything Is Awesome. I'm like,
yeah,
because they were kind of right next to each other, right? Those performances.
there was quite some time in between.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember thinking, I'm like, oh well, when they perform, it'll probably be a little awkward after this because this was pretty awesome. But I mean, I think it did well, and
you had
it was
Will Arnett
it was
as
a really
Batman.
powerful performance.
Y'all saw that, right? Will Arnett in
I just love it.
Was that Michael Keaton's Batman suit?
Want to hug them all.
Was that Michael Keaton's
Was
Batman
it?
suit, or was that what's his name?
Clooney's.
No, what's his name? The other guy, the other white guy, not the other white guy. All of them are white. Batman's a which white man? What am I talking about?
I don't remember.
What's his name? What's his name? He's like
What are you talking about?
he's fat now. What's his name? The Batman. He
went to Danny DeVito.
He has blonde hair.
Danny
and
DeVito, wait, what?
He was
I know,
Batman,
I
and
know.
he's like kind of fat now, and he like you don't see him in movies anymore. Come on, the Batman movie wasn't
This is
very
like
good.
So we have latest one. We have Keaton. We have
It was Keaton. It was.
How can we only
Clooney
think of
and-
two Batmans, guys?
Bro, 'cause I swear to God, that's all there was. Okay.
No,
I
there's so
spelled
many
Batman wrong.
Batmans.
There was another one.
What's
I
his
don't know.
name?
George Clooney was the other
No,
one.
that's not the one.
Was George Clooney a Batman?
Yes, he was.
Fucking Michael
He had the
Keaton is
nipples.
this one.
He had the nipples.
Yeah.
George Clooney had nipples.
Yeah, the nipples.
Oh, this is the only way we can distinguish the guy with
Well,
the
look, it says Will Arnett wore a piece of Batman history.
Whose Batman suit
Let
did he
me.
wear?
It's loading.
Dang, phone's going so slow.
Apparently.
If it was Michael Keaton, I'll be happy.
I think I got it.
Val Kilmer.
That it is.
Damn it.
Val Kilmer's
Yeah.
outfit, yes.
You totally beat me to the punch.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's right.
A second.
And Quest right next to him. That was just like such a good performance. Putting Tiggy and Sarah in Lonely Island on the same stage, by the way, I want to see more of this. please? Like, can I see lots of it?
You want to see more?
Yes, I want to see them like perform
Okay. Yeah.
like a show
All the
together. I
time.
want to see them more together.
They were great.
They were awesome. Haha.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Come on.
I just feel like we could talk about that
That performance over and over again.
all night.
And then the Lego Oscars. Oprah, by the way.
Awesome.
Oprah, by the way, the most ecstatic face I've ever seen from Oprah in my entire life. She
Oprah.
looked like she won.
Oprah.
She looked like she won the entire world receiving that Lego Oscar. Her face
Yeah.
like
That's
lit
funny.
up. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I miss.
we're coming back down to the awards. Was anybody surprised? Because I predicted this and I called Leah right after it happened. And Leah can back me up on this. I literally, right when I found out this award, I called her and I was like, I told you I was right. Was anybody surprised about Birdman winning Best Picture?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. You're right.
But after
I
seeing it
said
win so
that.
many, sorry,
No, go on.
I've been doing that all night. Go ahead.
No.
So, after it was starting to kind of like it won quite a few of the other categories like cinematography and
Well, I mean, it was definitely best cinematography.
Screenplay.
yeah, and screenplay. I had a feeling. I really feel like it. Like looking at how this is going, it might just win. So like when it did happen, I was like, oh, like it was kind of like, oh, well, that it felt right for the most part, considering the streak it was having.
Mm-hmm.
So
Leah?
I don't know. I saw Theory of Everything. I saw Birdman and I saw American Sniper. So I didn't see any of the other ones,
Mm-hmm.
which I plan to. But it the thing about Birdman was I'm very much like I believe a movie should leave you with something, not just end. And what Birdman left me with something, but left me with these like really, really just nasty, unsettling feelings.
I mean,
So that's
but
why I just
it still
what?
left you with something.
It did. It was just. I mean, it was like this sick representation of an actor's ego and how it can follow them and dictate and their
And
lives.
it does. That's
And
the thing.
it was to me. It was very sad.
I
it
mean,
was
I think
so
They crave that attention.
I think that's what it was
It-
going for. It was to show the fact that
Oh,
this is how a
totally.
lot of
Yeah,
actors
he-
are.
Well, that's what he said. He was like, ego is a he like made it, a comment
Mhm.
in his one of his speeches. I
Mhm.
think when he won Best Picture. What's it, Alejandro said that. But I don't know. I think I wanted to see, and this could be what you said earlier. I'd like to see. I really wanted to see American Sniper to win, but maybe that was since the whole Texas thing, and
Mhm.
maybe that was
Texas
just
crowd.
like
there's
Yeah.
a personal connection to it.
Yeah, because I mean,
somewhat.
for
There's some
American
personal
Sniper,
motivation.
we went to school with a lot of those kinds of people. Those country guys that are very American proud and Texas proud and would do anything for their country. So when I saw that movie
It's
and
probably transformed.
yeah, I mean, when I saw the movie and like hearing about it in the news and stuff, it could have
Yeah.
been anybody I knew growing up. Like that guy could have been
Totally,
anybody, like my next door
Could be
neighbor
your
or like an
neighbor.
uncle or like a friend. It could have been anybody we grew up with. So I guess that's it kind of touches you a little bit differently because growing up in Texas and being in that environment.
Yeah.
But I mean, the combined performances of Birdman.
Yeah.
I mean, oh God, Michael Keaton absolutely like great in that movie. Zach Galifianakis great in that movie. Edward Norton absolutely amazing in that movie. And then the cinematography to do what they did, like to make it seem like in one shot. That is a feat of the cinematographers that is so hard. Cinematographers and editors.
Wait, let me call my buddy Hitchcock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a nod to Hitchcock. Like the entire movie was.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah, no,
specifically.
for sure.
It was bringing back that Hitchcock vibe back into Hollywood.
Praise their whoever planned that production.
Oh my
whoever,
God!
Whoever had to
Praise that
write
entire
that
team,
shot list,
because
the
my
shooting
God,
schedule, and how
oh,
to even.
that was like you had to plan absolutely everything out for the entire movie. There was no like day by day things like how is this gonna line up with this last shot that we shot 3 weeks ago. They had to plan everything so meticulously, because if not, it would not have come out as good as it did.
Yeah.
I know
It just
I
makes
can't say
me
that word.
laugh thinking about how they pulled that out. I mean, it's just like praise to them. Oh my gosh. Maybe they really did deserve the win for that
It
alone.
reminded me of Quarantine, because Quarantine had a similar style where the actors were they had to perform for minutes at a time, and be able to hold character, remember their lines, being at the right mark at the right moment, and
Sure.
as well as what was that?
The other movie, Children of Men, they had the 8.5 minute single shot
Yeah.
through the entire battlefield and scene. They had explosions and they had all kinds of stuff. I mean,
It's like the opening scene to Shawshank Redemption with the
it's another one.
helicopter.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
they shot that with. I mean, I guess yeah.
Yeah.
I guess yeah.
Well, I mean,
That had a lot of
I
planning.
mean,
It
I
did.
just, I think the first time I really saw a style like that was in Quarantine, and then for them to make an entire movie based off of that style, but make it in a way that's seamless and fits together
Mhm.
without you even noticing. I mean, like that's a whole other feat to take, and they pulled it off. I mean, it's not easy at all. So
It's like extremely old school to go like that. I mean, that's what they used to do. They used to just like film on one set stage and just have tracks go back and forth essentially, and just that's
Well, it's
all they
like
would
rope.
have.
Like
Yeah.
in they purposely like would have actors pass in front, or I think it was definitely a nod to that, but it almost with I feel like with rope that was having to it's a different format, shot on film. So with when they run out of rolls, you run out at a certain time, person passes and then they continue or whatever, but walls, yeah, all that kind of tricks. But I feel like with Birdman they were able to do that intentionally, like we see day turn into night, turn into day. We see all that sort of everything was done intentionally, it seemed, which was really, I mean, that like that hallway, that weird
Oh,
hallway shot,
so good. It was so good. Oh,
I think the big thing is that movie trumped like in all the fields for me. It personally, and I think this is strictly opinion based, my comment. The production value of that was so freaking incredible. I appreciate that, but man, I just felt like shit after watching that.
I
Like
mean,
I
but
needed to drink
that's
a whole bottle of
but
whiskey
isn't that
with my
isn't that a
it's one of
good
those.
thing
because I
though?
wanted
Isn't that a
like
good thing that it like evoked those emotions for me? It's hard to make you like completely feel like shit. Like to feel.
yeah, but it's like something I wanted to pay to do. I would rather like get drunk and go on a roller coaster and feel shit like
What?
I
That's
mean,
like throw up
it's like
combined with whiskey.
I mean, I love
at least
That's
that
what
would
it
be
is,
a good
Brad.
story to
but
tell.
before I say this, I absolutely love Boyhood, but it's Boyhood, very long movie, just about a kid's life. It's like going through that, you don't really feel anything. You're like just watching somebody grow up and feel for their life. But I mean, Patricia Arquette's performance was absolutely amazing. That's her name, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a movie evoking a different emotion that we're usually not used to in recent years. We're not usually used to going to the movie and feeling like absolutely shit, because this movie has made you feel
It's
that
not
way.
a feel-good movie. It's just one of those
No.
movies that it's
It's like Requiem for a Dream. You come out of it and
Exactly.
you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
both amazing movies.
It's good though. I mean, it does touch on something that, I mean, movies like that are good because it does touch on something that is very, like it's very apparent, but and it's sad to see someone controlled by that, like controlled by their ego and controlled that literally down to the decisions and the way that he parented, the way that he dictated his career, dictated his personal life, ruined his marriage, dictated potentially ending his own life. I mean, that right there it's almost something that's like important to talk about, which is good. I feel like that's been a really big thing too with this Oscar show is like everyone wants to start a conversation about something. And which is good. I mean, that's good. Because Hunt, he was blinded by it, and I bet there's people out there who are really like that, and who potentially could be very outstanding citizens, but are blinded by their ego, and it's sad to see that. It's sad to see a person taken by that.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Um,
I mean, especially
I probably will
it's
never see that
successful.
ever again, though.
I don't think
I'm gonna say that right.
I don't
I would
think
rather watch
I will
Titanic.
either. You'd rather watch Titanic
Or-
than that? Oh, I will not rather
In-
watch Titanic again.
And I don't like
I
watching
actually-
the second tape of Titanic because that makes it sad. But I would rather watch the second tape 40 times than see Birdman ever again.
Really?
That's
Yes.
so funny.
So, question.
Tape.
Best I I don't know why I can't remember his name. But like best
Who?
digital effects winner for Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Yeah. Yes, for Interstellar. Christopher Nolan. Should we literally just call it the Christopher Nolan Award now? Because whenever he's
Yeah.
nominated, he wins. Like it's hands down. Whenever Christopher Nolan is
That's
nominated
true.
for best visual effects, he wins. So what's
He
the
like
point of
sets the
trying?
standard bar
He
here.
does. I mean, it's like
he like raises his own bar.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys see Interstellar?
yes,
I
amazing.
didn't see-
Blew my freaking brain.
Amazing
Blew my brain
film.
out.
I heard it was really
It's the
bad.
best
What?
sci-fi films
You
within
heard it
the
was
I like-
bad?
Interstellar?
years.
Yeah, I heard it was really bad. In fact, it was so bad that they delayed it being released for a whole year because they didn't want it to compete with the other sci-fi movies coming out last year.
No.
Oh, Gravity?
They
Oh my gosh.
They delayed it a whole nother year because Christopher Nolan wanted to get an expert on theoretical physics and other like space time, like traveling through a black hole, like get an actual expert on there to see if what he was doing could actually be possible. And what they did in
How
They
this,
wanted to make it as
What-
scientifically
black holes.
specific and accurate as they possibly could.
What was
What?
that about black holes, Leah?
How does one become an expert in that? That's what I wonder.
Theoretical physicists,
Yeah, it's-
astronomers, things of that nature.
Yep.
Yeah, they
And
are.
so-
They do
studying
study and look at black
What
holes.
happens around them?
So the renders they did in Interstellar actually helped scientists and theoretical physicists in their actual fields. So, I mean, that's why he delayed it a year. He didn't want to do something like that and not get an actual expert onto it. So he pretty much redid a lot of stuff in the movie.
And astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson actually commented on the film, and he doesn't really give out opinions. He's just there to clarify if it's accurate science. And, he just said that most of this stuff is totally on point. Obviously, besides the part where you're throwing yourself in a black hole and you're in like the fourth and a higher dimension.
We don't need to talk about the ending of the movie. We don't need to talk about the end of the movie because that is just that's where science goes to science fiction.
I'm like, I wasn't going to talk about it. I said besides that part.
Okay.
Yeah, besides that part, for the most part, I think it's an important sci-fi film. I think it's
good. It was
one of
really
those
good.
movies that is very good. I mean, it's to the point where, and on top of that, like, they have these scientists who dedicated their lives to, trying to save the earth and having all these plans and yeah. Anyways, so I'm a big fan. I like Nolan.
Being a big fan, that goes right into it. Aren't you a big fan of Roger Deakins?
Yes, I love Roger Deakins.
It's you. I knew. I was like, I know someone who's a huge Roger Deakins fan. I mean, I would have loved to see him win for Unbroken, but I can see how Birdman was a tough competition.
Yeah, did you see Unbroken?
Yes.
So I wanted that movie to be good because I am actually enjoying Angelina Jolie as more as a director than an actress. But then again, this is my opinion. I am not a big fan of Angelina Jolie as an actress, and I never have been.
As an actress?
Yeah, I just never have been a fan
I
of hers.
really liked her performance in Changeling. I mean, that was probably one of her.
I did not.
I really liked Changeling.
See, I mean, Leah and I are like partners in film, but we have very differing views about film practices.
I love Angelina Jolie.
She absolutely loves her, and I'm not a big fan. But I did love In the Land of Blood and Honey. Loved that movie.
Yeah.
It was really good. And then Unbroken, compared to that one, I was kind of let down.
That was
the story was good, and I love the actor that she chose because
Jack.
Yeah, he's such a good actor. But the actual movie,
Angelina, you're on a Skype call?
How can you not love that face?
I just can't.
That talent.
It's like I don't like Michael C. Hall. Everybody is in love with Michael C. Hall from
He's hot.
That fucking movie, and I just want to punch that dude in the face every time I see his face.
Who's Michael C. Hall?
That's how I feel about Aaron Eckhart.
I know, and I like Aaron Eckhart. But anyways,
I just don't.
I
just wanna.
Unbroken, it wasn't as good as her last movie. Which I don't think you should win an award when your previous movie was better.
It's tough though because they're very different undertakings, although they're historically based.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking on the war that took place there, and the fact that she did take that in an interesting choice by filming it in 2 different languages, and do. I mean that was definitely it's different. It's hard to compare the two, but it's a tough story to tell. How do you tell the story of someone who was tortured? I think the goal that she set out to do, she set out to make a movie that she would be proud to show her kids and tell his story. And she did that. No matter if she wins an award or not.
I said it was a good movie, but I don't feel like it evoked the emotion or, was as good as her previous film. The Land of Blood, it was just what she did was, I think, steps and bounds above what Unbroken did. She shot it she shot it twice. She shot In Land of Blood and Honey twice.
Yeah.
The entire movie, which is like unheard of. That's so much money that you're just spending just to, get what you want. And she premiered the movie in their home country. Which is awesome.
It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. That would be a conversation that I'd love to have. Why did you make these certain decisions? And that would be, heck, if we could talk. If she could join our Skype call, that would be pretty.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. It's hard to compare the 2 different stories because they are real stories, and real events.
Yes.
And I don't know. I mean, it's. I don't know. It was. They're different visually. We'll put it there. Very, very visually different. What?
Roger Deakins loves wide lenses.
I was gonna say, and that's an interesting choice for something that I feel like is such an intimate and personal subject. So it is interesting that Roger Deakins decided to shoot it that way. But
Roger Deakins only has an 18 prime and a 21 prime. He doesn't have any other lenses. And he has like 200,000 yards of track. And he just sits on the track and just films the entire thing. I mean, you gotta admit, Roger Deakins shoots amazing films. Unbroken is another film that's shot amazingly. And if you didn't know the fact that he shot on wide lenses, you wouldn't think that a lot of his movies are shot pretty primarily on wide lenses. The kinds of shots he gets.
Well, it's just interesting because a lot of like as a filmmaker, I think that I relate a lot emotionally with the visual sense. So it's interesting to Steven Soderbergh does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
shoots very wide and just
Yep.
lets it happen,
Yep.
and that
I mean, it's a different thing basically saying, I'm going to put the camera here and kind of let everything unfold as it unfolds. Like you're the actor's going to go from one
well,
side
look at yeah,
side of the frame to
Haywire.
the other side of the frame, and whatever happens happens.
Yeah, it's like Haywire. He shot that was super wide.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about
Steven
Steven,
Soderbergh,
but
yeah.
that was just all and that just had the feeling where you're just
Mm-hmm.
like you almost felt like you're a bystander, where you're just watching it happen.
Like
And
watching it from afar and like, holy crap.
yeah,
I mean,
fight scenes. I mean, it was really about the action within the frame, not the frame itself.
yeah.
Which is ironic with, I don't know, that to me is a
I
little.
mean, and then like another thing is that, other cinematographers or DPs have a different view where you should change up your lens, and then certain cinematographers say, "Oh, I'm only going to use long lenses like 85 prime and 50 prime," and
I like to be intentional about the lenses I use. I like to
exactly.
know,
I mean,
and that to me, it's like that's the most important thing I think when doing it. Like
mhm.
I get that Deakins loves his wides, but it's like I don't know. I mean, I like to be purpose driven, but
I mean,
um,
I shoot a lot of things on my 50 prime when I shoot photos. That's
50
like
is
my main lens when I shoot.
it's a
But
fast lens too,
it's a
isn't it?
fast lens, yeah.
Well, anyway, so the whole point of that was I will admit that I did not expect Unbroken to be shot the way it was shot.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at how wide it was. And then
Yes.
I saw Deacon's name on it too. So then I kind of was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah, that's just Deacons.
yeah, and I would have liked to see that. The thing is his performance, Jack O'Connell's performance was so powerful, and Angelina Jolie's conviction to tell that story was so moving that that's why I was like,
Well,
oh, but
that's
I'm very biased.
that's why I said I like her as a director better than actor because she got that performance out of Jack O'Connell,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean what he did to transform into that, and just her to get that performance out of him. Oh my God, so amazing.
That's crazy.
Um,
His diet was
his
like ungodly.
I mean,
Like,
it reminded me of Christian Bale from The Machinist.
yeah, what a
Like
great movie.
that, just I mean that like dedication to being that malnourished and looking like the way he did. I mean, yes, makeup helps a lot, but you still got to be pretty much skin and bones to get the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very in the times. Some other movies that we should probably give a nod to: Selma. Anybody see Selma?
I did.
Nope.
I I can't bring myself to see that movie.
Oh,
Not because I don't want to, but because
Oh.
I just think it's a very like depressing movie.
well, it's
Because
actually a very empowering movie, I think. I mean,
it's just like
yeah, there's the heavy parts, but I think it just has a strong message for the most part, and I mean, it doesn't and the way, I mean, I don't want to give away the ending. Obviously, we know how it ends, but it
yeah.
doesn't. The thing about it is that they don't they don't leave it where where he dies.
Mhm.
It's like it's after what happened in Selma, and that's
Oh,
it. And
okay.
they don't jump to the point where he's killed. And they talk about people who helped him, and what they went on to achieve, and what they went on to contribute to the movement. And a lot of great performances. I mean, Oprah actually has a very small role. Um, but the scenes that she is in, I mean, they're very good.
Mhm.
And I mean, there's just a lot of small sub stories here and there throughout the film that just give further example as to what it was like, and what they were trying to do. And maybe Ava DuVernay was a little off on some of her points, like with LBJ and stuff like that. But
Did she write it?
she wrote it and directed, and yeah. So what was my point?
That she may have been off.
She may have been off on a few things, but I think the main point was she was trying to get a point across, and I think you know
Well,
I think it was a job well done, especially with the song to plug in at the end with the credits.
Yeah.
I mean, I stayed just to listen to that song, and and everyone, a lot of people actually stayed with it when I was in the theater sitting down. I mean, a few people got up and left, which is typical, but I was surprised to see a lot of people stay. And after the whole movie was over, it actually got a little applause from everyone I was sitting with, and I just thought that was kind of a cool, like good reaction to that, and yeah. So I think it was good. It was shot really well. Actually, cool. Cool fact: the DP on that film is actually a DP of a film called Pariah, which is which started out as a short film that a Mr. T.J. Doctor was an assistant director on, which would be a professor over at Full Sail.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
He was our film. He was our
35.
35 director. Yeah.
35 director.
Not
Teacher.
mine.
Or producer, yeah.
Not mine.
Well, yeah, but
It's ours, yeah.
there were some lectures that I'm sure he's
Yeah,
that he sat through.
TJ was there. I think he
You
did
would
directing.
recognize it, yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
so
in
I just
directing.
thought that was cool how there's like a quick linkage there, and I was glad to see that. I think his name Brad Young is the DP's name, and that he went on to do something really cool. So
Oh, definitely. We had over 100 grads that worked on the films from Full Sail. So look at Full Sail, yeah.
alumni.
Speaking of audience not leaving, not one person after I saw Interstellar got up from their seat after the entire credits. Like the entire theater sat through the entire credits. I don't know if because they were asleep or they were brain dead or whatever, but nobody left from their seats.
That's fucking Nolan, dude. Nolan will fuck you up. Dude,
I was
that's
like,
the thing.
I
When I saw
couldn't
Inception, I couldn't
move.
do that shit either because like what the fuck did I just watch? And then you're playing the music again. Does that mean that I just dreamed this whole thing? What the fuck is even real? Like you have there's this part that happens.
He inceptioned you.
You forget you're literally taken away in his story so deeply that you have to put yourself back together again because I love Nolan.
What he did with Interstellar, just like completely bold.
Well, in Interstellar, I found it fascinating the idea of the physical representation of time within the Tesseract, and like how it's always happening at the same time, and it's just so. And on top of that,
I thought it was cool
science,
how he showed the effects of time comparable on different planets and closer to a star or whatever. Like he literally showed it like through age, and like you were down there, we witnessed them down there an hour, but like
in 25
years had happened in the real world. Like that just didn't like holy crap. Like you had to do research. You can't
because relativity, and it goes back to relativity, and it goes back to gravity, and everything.
So the whole thing. Sorry to like do science on this, but the whole thing with relativity and theoretical physics, the reason why they don't get along is because
who doesn't get along?
Relativity, the theory of relativity, and the like theoretical physics and particle like
quantum physics.
There's two different.
It goes against everything physics.
There's two different theories in science, and neither of them can agree with each other because of gravity.
Yeah, gravity's tricky.
Man, gravity sucks.
Gravity is just something like you.
Gravity.
It's something I cannot explain because I did not go to school for it, and it's absolutely way over my head.
It's
'cause
so
it's so
classic,
beyond,
no.
so
See, but
far
that's the
beyond
thing.
me.
I like that it sparks the conversation of science because
It really
science is
does.
something that is really important
Mhm.
and often gets overlooked and passed off to the side as something that's nonsensical, which in reality
Because-
it's like completely so relevant to everybody and it affects everybody. And yeah,
It's cool that a sci-fi film can spark a talk about science, like actual
Yeah.
science, and not like
it was pretty
oh that'd be
accurate.
cool to
Look, like, you're
have.
throwing someone in a black hole and some other shit's happening because
Mm-hmm.
you want to stay as far as hell away from a black hole as you can possibly,
Mm-hmm.
achieve because that shit will rip you up and you will, you will cease to exist. I mean, at least that's what we know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just not a good idea. But
So
I mean, it's oh my gosh, don't even get me started. You
we're,
already got me started.
we're
I
running a
feel
little.
like we've collected all of our topics for next podcast.
No,
Yeah.
if you look at the list, there's plenty more. Trust me, there's a lot.
We're-
And I'm going to add more throughout. I think we're gonna record tomorrow, right? Okay, nobody wants to answer that.
I was just-
I was sorry, I was thinking.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't care.
well, go on.
So I was just gonna wrap this up, and thank you guys so much for watching. This has been our Oscar talk or Oscar podcast. As filmmakers or people in the entertainment industry, we strive to eventually be at least invited to the Oscars. Not just like an actor sit-in, but actually invited to attend the Oscars because
I
one
get
of,
emotional thinking
because one
about
of our
that.
films is potentially up for an award. I mean, that is
Oh my God.
that is something that we
Dr.
always
Lee
really
is up for an
stresses-
award.
Like it stresses me out. Like I'm
Brad
getting my
Malone for Best Actor, Dr. Leah.
Yes.
Yep.
oh my
Mhm.
Drama of the year. Dr. Lee
Drama
saves a
of the
life.
year.
I just
Drama.
flashed back to you playing Operation.
Oh, God. Ugh.
Stephanie has to see that.
That is
I-
a,
No,
that
you
is a-
showed me.
That is a
Oh, I
discussion
showed you?
for
Oh,
a
You did
different
show
day.
me, yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for watching. My name has been Jevan, and
It was Jevan.
it was Jevan. It has been Jevan. It was. It used to
In the
be.
past, it's been Jevan.
My past
It is
name.
Jevan now, in the past, and the present.
Also,
Yes.
now it's Jevan. So I guess it never
Well,
really changed.
in time, as time is always continuous and
Relativity.
always looping around itself. So it was
Right.
Jevan, and it has been.
Yeah,
at
but
the
because
exact same time,
relativity,
and
gravity,
it will be. All three of those timelines
What was
are
once
happening at the same
Jevan is
time,
still
so-
Jevan.
Yes, exactly. Thank you guys
Why do
so
you
much for
say it like-
watching. I will see you again next time. Bye.